Welcome back, everyone, to the next part of my Higurashi When They Cry visual novel playthrough. So we're going to be continuing the Watanagashi chapter. So let's see what shenanigans we get into. The next day. I'm like holding WASD like I'm ready to go with something. It was a strange day where Mion was desperate to regain her composure. Every time our eyes met, she would say that she had something to do or that she had to use the washroom and run off. Unable to just watch, Rena was taking care of her the entire time. Aw, friendship.
今日のミオンさん、徹底的に変ですわね。
一部始終を知ってはいるんだが、なんとも説明しづらい。
Yeah, Keiichi kind of dropped the ball there, buddy.
女の子には不安定になる時もあるのです。放っておいてあげるのが一番なのですよ。
Yeah, that could be for anybody, though. Turning around, I saw Rena calling me from the hallway. I wondered what it was.
ケイチ君、こっちこっち。
なんだよ、こんなとこに呼んで内緒話か？
その災難だったみたいだね。
Yeah, that's one word to say what it was. A slight disaster, yes.
みーちゃん、かなり壊れてたけど、なんとか直しておいたから。
Legit, Rena's such a good
よく
friend.
直せたな。一体どうやって？
テレビと同じ。斜め45度くらいの角度で、
I remember that part in the anime specifically. She starts doing like a chop, and it's great. Saying that she made a chopping motion. You know, I can't tell if you're joking or not, right?
明日からは大丈夫だから。だけど、ケイチ君にもお願いしたいことがあるの。
悪気はないんだが、なぜか罪の意識もある。
Cause you have a conscience, my dude.
何でも聞くぞ。
みーちゃんはね、昨日までの数日間のこと、なかったことにするから。
Never happened, huh? I see. Well, that's one way to run from it.
だからね、ケイチ君もなかったことにしてあげて。それでみーちゃん、いつも通りだから。
I mean,
そんな簡単なことで、本当に大丈夫なのか？
it'd be better if you talked stuff out, but I get it.
お願いだから、みーちゃんの心の整理がつくまで、そっとしておいてあげてよ。
Let's just give her some time.
わかったよ。
Even though I shouldn't have been at fault, for some reason I felt guilty. The one at fault here was the one who knew about the entire situation, pretended to be Mion for an entire day. Shion. But she never once said that she was Mion. Yeah, dude, you kind of just assumed that over and over. She said numerous times she's Shion. What am I supposed to be angry at? Seeing me stomping the ground impatiently, Rena giggled.
でも、ケイチ君もわかったでしょ？みーちゃんにも可愛いところがあるんだって。
Rena talked in a calm voice as her hair rustled in the wind.
ああ、退屈しないやつだということがわかった。
よかった。
Following this curt reply, Rena looked up at the sky and stretched.
ケイチ君がそれに気づいてくれれば、この数日間の出来事はすぐに笑い話になるんだよ。
Copying Rena, I also began to stretch as I looked at the sky. Honestly, that sky looks beautiful, not gonna lie. The clear sky towered into the distance.
今日は部活も何もなし。今日だけは申し訳ないけどケイチ君、下校は一人でいいかな。明日からは元通りだから今日だけね。
If all it took for everything to go back to normal was to leave me on alone for today, that was an easy decision to make.
わかったよ。ミオンに面と向かって言えないからレナに言っとく。なんだか申し訳ないな。謝る。
元はといえばケイチ君が無神経なことを言うからいけなかったんだよね。これに懲りて少しはデリカシーってものを身につけるんだよ。
A sense of
へい
delicacy.
へい、努力します。
Listen, it's hard for guys to have that. We're kind of dumb. That day was the shortest day of my life. Ren was talking to Mion while accompanying her around the entire time. It looked like a really fun conversation, so I reflexively thought about joining in, but I had made a promise not to. It seemed that Mion was also trying her best to ignore me. So likewise, I did my best to ignore her. Mika and Sakutoko are probably just in the corner like, what the hell is going on? For the first time in a while, I ate lunch alone. Mion and Ren ate theirs by themselves. As I let out a sigh in my ashen mood, Rika-chan came over and patted me on the head. Aw.
ケイチもミーもいっぱいいっぱいお勉強しましたですね。
I'd never say it like that. It made me sound like we were having romantic problems. Bro, you are! I didn't like that one bit. Hopefully a teacher wouldn't notice and call us to the staff room after school or something.
きっとケイイチ
That'd
は
be sus.
素敵な大人になれますですよ。なでなで。
Well, pat. Much better than the wipey. Ugh. God, I'm gonna have nightmares for
リ
that.
カちゃんはお勉強家だからすごい素敵な大人になれそうだな。
もちろんなのですよ。僕は大人になったらすごいすごいのです。
Facts. Confidence. Gotta have that.
あら、私も大人になったらすごいレディーになるんですのよ。
さとこはいくつになってもお子様だと思うぞ。
I was waiting for something like that. I can imagine like what was it, the I think it's, I hate the reference a Family Guy clip, but like a Family Guy scene where like they're talking to a dog or something, or like a goat.
Out of the way, you.
That's kind of what I feel here. Keiichi was talking to Rika the whole time, and then Satsuko kind of rolls up and he's just like push her away with a stick.
なんですって？
I'm so glad I don't have to pronounce it when they go like that. I can never do it right. As Satsuko snapped her fingers, oh no, I couldn't even read. A wash basin fell from above, hitting me squarely in the head. I hate that it interrupts the dialogue when you're reading it, because that means it's going to probably happen for a lot of the spooky parts. I'm not prepared.
いってー、何しやがんださとこ。
My dude mad. Bang smash and squeeze. It was a day I could thoroughly appreciate the value of having friends. Aw, wholesome ending to that. Back to school. It was Saturday, so school ended in the blink of an eye. It really felt good to go home with the sun so high in the sky. On any other day, our club would have been up to mischief during our ample after-school time. But today, Rika-chan had a rehearsal for tomorrow's Watanagashi to go to.
リカちゃんはどんな調子？練習はバッチリ？
去年よりは頑張りますです。
去年は終わった後ヘトヘトの汗だらけだったんだよね。
今年はもっともっと様になってますわよ。特訓の成果ご期待あそばせですの。
The Watanagashi festival everyone had been talking about was tomorrow, wasn't it? Festival being in June felt a little early to me, but the onset of summer came quickly this year, so it fit the image of a summer festival pretty well.
じゃあ僕たちは失礼しますです。明日を楽しみになさいませ。
And
そ
the
れ
music
では
in
ご
this
きげんようですわ。
the music in this game is just so fun. I love it. The anime too, it's all just great. Satsuko and Rika-chan waved to us energetically, then left. They out.
そういえば聞いてなかったんだけど、祭り会場ってどこなんだ？この辺って祭りのできそうな場所なんてあったっけ？
フルデ神社でやるんだよ。ほら、以前にみんなでお散歩した時に行ったでしょ。あの見晴らしの良かったところ。
Oh, right, I remember. There was a shrine all the way up on that hill, wasn't there? It seemed far too grand for Hinamizawa.
神社には立派な集会所とかもあって、老人会のカラオケとか習字サークルの会合とかを時々やってるからね。
Dude, I haven't
単
done
なる
karaoke
神
in
社
a
とい
long
うより
while.
は公共施設のような雰囲気だね。
なるほどね。それなら立派なのも納得かな。
みーちゃんちも今日の設営にはお手伝いに行くの？
She looks just like so tired. She's like, bro, I just need a nap.
男手がいるからね。町から親類が大勢手伝いに来るよ。
Male hands, huh? Well, I mean, I have nothing to do at home today, so...
俺みたいのが飛び入りで参加するとかえって邪魔になるか？
Keiichi over here offering to help.
ケイちゃん、手伝いに来てくれるの？
What
迷
a
惑
good,
なら
what a
行か
good
ね
guy.
え。単なる興味だからさ。
We had bond dances and other festivals in the town I used to live in, but I didn't even know where they took place, much less one to help. You could say that I had absolutely no connection to the region. Having come to Hinamizawa, though, it really made me feel like this place was a home that I'd returned to. Before I knew it, I harbored a little interest in the small community activity of preparing for a festival the day before. Honestly, that sounded really fun, not gonna lie. Like, in a lot of animes and stuff, when they have, like, the school festival prep going on, I'm like, man, that looks really fun.
ケイチくん頑張れるかな？テントを立てたりパイプ椅子を並べたり結構重労働って聞いてるよ。
That's something we also definitely don't have in the States. I think probably the closest thing that would be like a block party or something maybe, but I don't even know if those happen often anymore. Guess what area you're in?
別に俺一人でやるわけじゃないだろ。みんなでやればきっと早いぜ。
Mion looked happy to hear that, but at the same time, her expression was complex, tinged with hesitation. Rena gave her a last push for me.
じゃあ決定だね。行ってきなよ、ケイチくん。みーちゃんはビシビシこき使ってあげてね。
Rena giving that little shove at the end.
レナの推薦じゃ仕方ないな。じゃあさ、帰ったらラフな格好で神社に来なよ。汗拭き用のタオルもあるといいかもね。
よし来た。俺こう見えても太陽の下で汗をかくの嫌いじゃないんだぜ。
せいぜい腰を痛めないようにね。じゃあおじさんはこの辺で。
Old man
私も着
spiel.
替えたらすぐに神社に行くから。
みーちゃんも頑張ってね。バイバイ。
Bye bye. Mion waved vigorously to us and left. As far as I could tell from her gallant, retreating figure, she seemed to have recovered from the weak state she had yesterday.
女の子は切り替えが早いんだから。もうみーちゃんも大丈夫だよ。
No comment on that.
うん。あれだけ綺麗に切り替えてくれるとこっちも実に合わせやすい。
でも面白かったでしょ。シンデレラみたいっていうの
Kinda
か
like
な。
Cinderella?
魔法が解けたらもう会えないってところが。
It's an interesting comparison. I didn't even think about that. Rena began to giggle for a fair bit in amusement. Did she like this sort of thing? Incidentally, me going along with it gave me a weird, hard-to-describe feeling. Did I turn myself into a plaything, or did they do it for me?
そんなに面白いならレナももう一人の自分を演じればいいじゃないか。
No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. No, not again. We're good. We're fine.
面白そうだね。
Nope.
じゃあケイチくんはどんなレナに会いたいかな。
Not a
アイ
murdery
ドル真
kind.
っ青のルックスと、
Okay.
俺の言うこと何でも確実に聞く器量よして頼む。
I mean, like, my dude's at least honest.
そんなの無理。
料理上手でお昼のお弁当を作ってくれて朝は迎えに来てくれて。
My man's trying.
それいつもやってる。
Aw, she does do that already. Pull Rena's head into a tight grip, then start to pet it.
竜宮レナなんだろ。レイナじゃなくてレナだから。レナはいつまでもレナのまんまでいろ。
That got disgustingly sweet. Oh my god.
ありがとう。お祭りのお手伝い頑張ってね。
おう、明日祭りで会おうな。
I love Keiichi's energy in this one compared to like the first chapter. I changed right away and slinging a towel around my neck like Mion suggested, I set off for the shrine. That art looks really nice. At the shrine, there are more people than you'd imagine even live in... Wait. There are more people than you would imagine even live in Hinamizawa there. All cordoning off areas and setting up tent frameworks, God, I can't read today, chatting amongst themselves as they did so. Alright, where's Mion? The liveliness of the throng didn't make it easy to look for her. I searched around as if I already worked there, and suddenly the principal called out to me.
前原君であるか。
Interesting.
関心である。
I just imagine his principal just being like jacked constantly. Like he looked bulky and beefy in the anime.
綿流しの準備のお手伝いに来たのかね。
ああ、どうも。何かお手伝いできないかなって思いまして。
殊勝な心がけである。存分に汗を流すがよいぞ。
I'll let old man laugh. Spurred on by the principal, I came upon a group of people setting up tents.
ありゃ、前原の兄ちゃんじゃねえの。ひょっとして手伝いに来たのかい？
I hadn't found Mion yet, but I suppose I'd just get in her way if I ran into
お
her.
っす、手伝いに来ました。よろしくお願いします。
若いのは元気があっていいね。ほら、軍手つけて。テントは組んだことあるかい？
いえ、初めてっす。
Delighting in teaching a new skill to someone younger, plenty of people happily taught me all sorts of things. That's awesome, actually. That's like really
Yeah.
cool. I love this.
兄ちゃんは天幕の内側に入って天骨の紐だけ結んで、結んだら足を立てて残りの紐も結ぶからな。
蝶々結びでいいんですよね。よいしょ、よいしょ。
結んだか。立てるぞ。いっせーの。
What was once nothing more than a collapsed tent was raised on 4 splendid legs before my eyes in mere moments. Whoa. Seeing it together like this is actually pretty moving.
ほれほれ、感動してる場合じゃないぞ。
Time to stare and
ま
wonder
だ
more.
まだたくさんあるんだからな。トラックにテントを積んであるからここまで持ってきな。重いから2人でやれよ。
大丈夫っすよ。
Shh.
俺こう見えても結構力あるんすから。
Don't be overconfident, my dude. You're gonna end up hurting yourself. They look light enough, so I thought they were, but they're heavy.
だから2人で運べって言ったろ。 Hore hore.
Said the man, lifting up with a grunt and taking it away under his arm. Either I'm weak or these old guys all have superhuman strength.
ほら、一番若いんだから汗しないとダメだぞ。
I just gotta start
頑
going
張
to
れ
the
頑張
gym.
れ。終わった後のビールがうまいぞ。
That's also true.
俺未成年だし。
At least Keiichi says that he's not like, yeah, dude, let's go. Sweat dripped from my body. I'd been fully and completely absorbed in helping them. I would never have thought that cold barley tea from the Women's Society could taste this delicious.
若いからね。担当のみ。
Barley tea is, I think it's that tea that has the thingy that sticks up in it, right? If I'm saying it correctly. I don't know, I've never had it, but I always wanted to.
ありがとうございます。
It looks like a comfortable drink. Because then I realized a crowd had formed near a shrine a ways off. Oh, is Rika practicing? When I took a closer look, I saw a girl dressed in shrine maiden garb and a handful of old men looking like they were preparing for the ceremony together.
リカちゃんか？
Oh, it is.
おーい、リカちゃん、頑張れよ。
I shouted and it seemed like she heard me. Rika-chan, positively exploding with vitality, answered with a smile. The older guys with me watched Rika-chan as well with distant gazes.
リカちゃまも頑張るな。去年に比べるとだいぶ板についてきたみたいだしな。
The old lady who gave me the tea clasped what looked like prayer beads in her hands and said,
リカ様、ありがたや、ありがたや。
so nice. And just like that, began to respectfully pray to her. Huh? I just remembered that they called it the Furude Shrine. Are you just now putting two and two together, my dude? Wasn't Rika-chan's full name Rika Furude? The man standing next to me answered my question.
そうだよ。リカちゃまのフルデ一族は代々大社様をお祭りする由緒正しい一族なんだよ。
Huh. I'd always gotten the feeling she wasn't quite your average person, but it turned out she was from an esteemed family.
一昨年、神主様だったお父さんが亡くなられてからは、ああやって頑張って祭事を引き継いでおるんだよ。この立派になった姿、神主様に見せたかったの。
R.I.P. my dude.
リカちゃんのお父さんってお亡くなりになったんですか？
よし、休憩終わり。
It's the first time we heard about
次
it.
は使わないパイプ椅子
scenario.
を沖小の体育館に戻しちゃおっか。マーキさん、Kを回して何人か連れてってよ。
じゃあ前原君、最後にもう一働きしようか。
Let's get to work on one last job. Sounds like somebody's, trying to retire from the police force or like retire from the mob. It's like one last job and we're out. Yeah. You're gonna make me do more work? I can't tell if they know I'm a minor or not, but the older men all cheer me on, encouraging me to do my best and that the beer will be great. I bet they're all hyped for the beer and like Keiichi can't even have any.
ケイちゃん、
R.I.P.
頑
my
張って
bro.
る。
I passed by Mion. She was carrying a big cardboard box. It looked like she was right in the middle of working as well. Judging by a sweat seeping to her shirt, it seemed I wasn't the only one with his hands full.
おー、頑張ってるぜ。
Heck
ミオン
yeah.
も頑張れよ。ビールがうまいぞ。
I love that he's saying the same thing they're all saying. Love it. We were worked to the bone until the sun began to set and it started cooling off. Oh, that looks really cozy. It was soon full-fledged night, and the clear sound of the Higurashi eased the moderate pain I felt. The older guys began their night before drinking party and tent a fair bit off, causing quite a ruckus. The shrine grounds, on the other hand, had turned to a lonely road tickled by the cool evening breeze, despite being so festive just a little while ago. The wind felt good. I leaned on one of the stone guardian dogs at the front of the shrine. I gave my legs a good stretch as I let my mind wander, and suddenly, a paper cup filled with barley tea was thrust before
ケ
me.
イちゃんお疲れ様。
Aw,
はい
Chion.
麦茶です。
お、気が利くな。サンキュー、
Aw, oh no, he's gonna be pressed. Her voice sounded exactly the same, but it felt somehow different.
あ、お前は。
Dun,
どう
dun,
も
dun.
シオンです。気が利いているのはシオンの方。聞いてないのがミオンの方ですのでお間違いなきよう。
シオン、てめえ、ここで会ったが100年目。
ケイちゃんが勝手に勘違いしたんです
It
よ。
legit was.
私は初めからシオンとしか名乗ってませんし。
それを言われると弱い。
そうそう。お姉にすらかなわないケイちゃんが私にかなうわけないんですからね。それより麦茶 ぬるくなっちゃいますよ。
うん。
もう機嫌直してください。だからこれ仲直りの麦茶ってことで。
Tea fixes all problems. Well, she did come all the way here to give it to me. I guess I'll accept it. I took the cup and downed it in one gulp. And then suddenly, I heard a loud shout and it got stuck in my throat. I can imagine him, like, because if it is the tea that I'm thinking of, the little sticky up thingy in it. I guess I don't know, the thing that's just I'm gonna stop talking about things sticking up. He like swallowed that and he's like choking on it and slowly dying. That's fine. It's probably not. Oh, my poor guy can't catch a break.
本物のミオンか。
シオン、あんたなんでまたケイちゃんと一緒にいるわけ？
Mion's gonna be pissed.
お姉と違って私は気配りとかできるタイプですから。
She's like, that's my man.
汗だくになってたケイちゃんを放っておけなくて麦茶を持ってきたわけです。ところでお姉はなんで麦茶を2つも持ってるんですか？
Oh, Shion's a cockblock. Mion's face went bright red and she tried to hide the paper cups behind her back. Aw.
いや、これは
大雑把で自分さえ良ければいいお姉がクラスメートの男の子に海外しく麦茶を持ってくるわけないですよね。
Shion is pure evil right now and it's great.
結局何なんです？その2つの麦茶は。
これはすっごく喉が渇いちゃって2杯は飲めるかなーなんて。
Nice save, dude. Just double fisting tea.
お姉らしい。それ一気一気。
As Shion cheered at her and Mion downed both the cups of tea, one after the other. Oh, God. It's so much, man.
さすがはお姉。見事な飲みっぷりでした。ケイちゃんも拍手拍手。
Wait, suddenly the situation's gotten unbelievable. Mion doesn't usually get manipulated so easily like that. I've known for a while now, but Shion is terrifying.
ミオンってシオンには頭上がらないのか？
私シオン嫌い。この前からもっと嫌いになった。
Just then, I heard the snap of a camera shutter. Oh, is that our boy Tomitake? It's Tomitake. Oh, it's my boy. I love Tomitake so much, man. I love this guy. Look at this dude. This dude is jacked, man. Love this guy. He's just always so chill and just happy with life, man.
いよいよ明日がお祭りだね。今日は準備お疲れさん。
こんばんは。あら、シオンちゃん、珍しいわね。こっちへ来るなんて。
ありゃ、富竹のおじさまに高野さんじゃないですか。
Good old TNT. Oh, dude, what
こ
a
んばんは。
cool
ご
couple
無沙汰いたし
name.
ております。
I just realized that. TNT, man. They're dynamite together. I'm gonna have to, like, coin that or something, man. That's some genius brain plays that I'm doing right now.
いやあ、ケイチ君。
Oh, okay. I guess
今日は
that
張り切って仕事してたね。感心したよ。
all that I heard him say was Keiichi-kun. I was expecting the rest of the sentence. I feel like I've seen this photography guy before. Oh. Alright, voice acting's been weird. We met before? I'm glad you remembered. We've passed many times on the road, Keiichi-kun. I'm Tomitake. I'm a freelancing photographer from Tokyo.
こんばんは。私はわかるかしら？
すみません。覚えがないです。
高野美代さんだよ。ケイちゃんはまだ風邪とかで診療所のお世話にはなってない？美代さんは診療所で看護師さんをやってるんだよ。
In Keiichi's defense, it is sometimes weird seeing somebody like in a work outfit and then seeing them in normal clothes, and you're like, your brain just can't put it together.
高野よ。よろしくね。治療に来るときは教えてね。太めの注射針を用意しておくから。
How kind of you.
そりゃご丁寧にどうも。
Oh, needles. I actually don't mind needles. I've gotten used to them. They're still weird. Tomitake-san seemed to be quite entertained at the Tanizaki twins being in the same place, and he took picture after picture. Probably doesn't happen that
い
often.
やー、一卵性ソーセージとは聞いてたけど、並んでみると壮観だね。本当にそっくりなんだな。
That's usually what identical twins
そっ
are.
くりなのは外見だけじゃないんですよ。ほら、下着もお揃い。
Shion's such a weirdo. Things have never been as lively as when the two of them are together. It is actually fun. I thought they were exactly the same at first, but I've started to get a handle on which one is which. Mion is Mion, and Shion, well, she seems a far better actor than Mion was. In the first place, somebody that could spurn Mion so easily wouldn't have shown such weakness to those lard buckets at Angel Morning. Lard buckets. If that was the case, then that cowardly behavior from that day was all... It was all a complete act. Ah, I didn't even think about that. Ah, screen. Looking all weird. It like shifted over. I don't like that.
ご両親でもどっちがどっちかわからなくて手を焼いていたそうよ。
すごく想像に容易です。ご両親のご苦労がよくわかります。
Takao gave me kind of an odd look, but explaining would have been a pain, so I didn't bother.
富武のおじさまはまた渡流しの取材が終わったら東京にとんぼ帰りですか？
うん。本当はいつまでも滞在していたいんだよね。
Why are there two of you? All right, well, let's see where these glitches take us, friends.
しがない大人の都合ってやつさ。
It's horrifying, dude. That is terrifying.
お写真が早く素敵な賞を取るといいですね。お祈りしていますね。
It's like Tomitake showed up. He's like, "Oh man, you guys are twins, dude. I want to be twins too." And they just split off into two people. It's amazing.
ありがとう。今度来るときには今日撮った君たちの写真も持ってくるよ。
Their mouths just at the same time. It's so weird to watch.
今日は前原くんもお疲れ様。慣れない力仕事で疲れたでしょ？
まあ疲れたけど結構楽しかったです。
若さね。羨ましいわ。
Youth. Tako-san smiled with an adult elegance that no one in my circle of friends possessed. The wind caught her hair. She gives off an intelligent beauty. Sup, Oishi. It seemed like our merry crowd was standing out. This time, an overweight older man addressed us. And again, it was someone I thought I knew. If I recall correctly, he's a policeman, isn't he?
あら、大石さん。こんばんは。明日の警備の下見ですか？
I love his laugh so much.
おや、富武くんじゃないですか。
Alright, let's see if it's back to normal, just one of him.
ご無沙汰しておりますね。
僕の名前を覚えていてくださったとは光栄ですよ。
It skipped a little bit, but there's only one of them now.
あなたもつくづくHinamizawaが好きですな。ここいらへんは東京よりもずっとアパートは安いですよ。
That I can imagine.
引っ越してくればいいのに。仲のいい不動産屋を紹介しますよ。
Oh, that's actually really
それは
nice of
嬉しい
him.
ですね。その説はぜひお世話になりたいです。
ではでは皆さん、良いお年を。
I've always wanted to like go to the real like village that Hinamizawa was based on, because everything it's literally like exactly the same, pretty much. Like it exists, and I want to go there because it looks really cozy and just like fun. But it's like really out there in Japan.
園崎の双子さんも良いお年を。
良いお年を、大石刑事。
Oh, Shion is not happy.
お仕事よろしくお願いしますね。今年は皆さんの手を煩わせない綿流しにしたいです。
Whenever she talks to him, it's just like that more so monotone voice.
こりゃ手厳しい。
Detective Oishi left us with a low laugh and headed off to talk to some police officers standing a ways away. I gave Mion a glance and saw her making an annoyed face, as if she were giving bullets at someone she hated.
そうね。今年は警察のお世話にならない綿流しになるといいわね。
君も好きだね。
あら、次郎さんは嫌い？私、そういう夢のある話好きよ。
Oh, is it story time?
潤いのない時代だからこそ、そういうのに憧れるの。
Oyashiro様のたたりか。
Oh, it's story time. That's when you know. Once they mention it, you know shit's about to go down. Curse. Tomitake-san used a troubling word. Then suddenly someone tugged on my arm.
ケイちゃん、私お腹空いちゃったからさ。
Yeah, Keiichi, get your girl some food, some dinner.
酒盛りのテントに行ってお菓子でも食べてこない？
Or some candy and sweets, that works too.
そうだな。俺もちょっとお腹が減ったかな。
行こう行こ
A moment later, Shion said something to Takano and Tomitake that stung my ears and gave me a start.
今年は誰が死んで誰が消えるんでしょうね。
It's happening again. I love the spooky music, man. The spooky music's just so good. I pulled back from Mion's grip and stopped abruptly.
シオン、今なんて言ったんだ？
It felt like the air around us dried out all of a sudden.
行こうよケイちゃん。つまんない話だよ。お姉はまだケイちゃんに話してないの？私、そういう話は吹き込まない主義なの。
Shion's cold and quiet tone and Mion's harsh voice were quite the contrast.
おいおいおいおい、何の話だよ。知ってるなら教えてくれよ。俺だけのけ者なんて、なんだか気分悪いぞ。
I don't understand this. Someone explain it to me. However, Mion didn't seem to be at all willing to grant my request. She squeezed my hand in hers a bit, but when she realized I would hold my ground on this topic, she let go.
じゃあさ、私先に酒盛りのテントに行ってるよ。早く来ないとケイちゃんの分なくなっちゃうからね。
なあ、分かってるって。すぐ行くから。
Mion left, trotting towards a particularly noisy tent on the other side of the shrine grounds. Before she got there, she stopped and turned back around. I showed no signs of going after her, though, so she ran off. Oh, poor Mion.
もしも聞いてないんだったら話してもいいけど、ひょっとすると聞かないで彼女と一緒にお菓子を食べに行った方が賢明かもしれないよ。
Keiichi, we've seen what happened before here, friend. Go eat the dessert. Get out of here and just go eat the dessert and live your life, bro. Hey now, you've already gotten my full attention here. Not going to leave without asking at this point.
ケイちゃんにも聞く権利があると思います。お姉はその権利を奪ってただけです。
Shion's voice was bristling with thorns, as if somehow blaming Mion.
一体何の話だって言うんですか？あんまりもったいぶられると不愉快ですよ。
That's a good way to put it. Takano-san realized how unprepared I was. Looked across the group. After confirming there were no objections, she opened her mouth.
前原君はタタリを信じるかしら？
Oh, we got the creepy music now.
たたりですか？面白いとは思いますけど、あんまり信じては。
I felt their cynical stares and winced. It was like they were telling me it was stranger not to believe in curses.
ケイちゃんは間違ってないですよ。たたりなんて迷信もいいとこ。信じなくて当たり前です。
そうね。それにタタリを信じるかどうかは
I was like,
話を最後まで聞いてからゆっくり考えればいいことなんだから。
Story time, said Takano-san, giving a little smile. They're trying to scare me. At least that's what it feels like.
じゃあ少し僕が話そうか。ケイチ君はHinamizawaダム計画を知ってるかい？
Oh yeah, the other day Angel Mart Shion, or Mion rather, told me all about it.
確かHinamizawaが丸ごと水没する巨大なダムの計画が発表されたって言うんですよね。
その通り。それに反対するために住民運動が結成され、国と激しい戦いを繰り広げたんだ。
I've heard that too. The entire village united using all the power at their disposal, mass media, political influence, and other things, and fought the country. The way Mion described it made it sound like a boast.
あれ？ずいぶん詳しいじゃないか。その通りさ。わずか1000人ちょいの村人たちが中心になって結束して国の施策を跳ね返したというちょっとした武勇伝なんだ。
And that's what happens when people work together, man. They get stuff done and change things. It happens.
その辺はお姉に聞かされてませんか？この辺りの武勇伝はお姉も好きですからね。
Those kinds of epics are pretty cool.
話してたよ。
そのHinamizawaの人たちが結束して旗揚げした反対同盟の事務所があったのがね、この神社なんだよ。
ほら、あの集会所がその名残よ。
Oh, they're right there.
解散後は老人会のサークル活動にしか使われてないけど、当時はまさに最後の砦だったの。
Takano-san explained this, pointing a finger towards the assembly hall. I'd been carrying things in and out there all day. I mean, I would understand if they put an office like that in the mayor's house or something. But having an office on shrine grounds made it feel like kind of a base camp for Sengoku period warriors.
そんな心境だったんだろうね。彼らはHinamizawaの守り神様であるOyashiro様を祀る神社に本陣を置くことで必勝を祈願したんだよ。
Oyashiro Sama. That was definitely it. They mentioned Oyashiro Sama's curse before. Is it the same Oyashiro Sama? No, it's a different one. Keiichi.
ケイチ君は
Don't be dumb, bro.
Oyashiro様は知ってるかい？ この神社の祀る神様の名前だよ。Hinamizawaを守ってると伝えられてる。
いや、よくは知らないです。
そうか。じゃあここから先は高野さんの方が詳しいかな。タッチ。
Tag. Alright, Takano, let's hear it.
平たく言えばそのままよ。お社様はこのHinamizawaに伝わる古い神様で、神聖なこの地が属性に汚されることがないよう
Protecting the
守り続けて
sanctuary
きたと伝えられてるわ。
from the poisons of the outside world. What a way to word that. I really like that. So essentially, he's a basic standard guardian deity. I guess you can find that sort of god anywhere you go.
お社様崇拝は一種の先民思想の表れではないかと研究されているわね。先民思想って言葉わかるかしら？
It's a bit weird. Believing yourself chosen, a nationalistic belief that you are part of a superior race or you're a special clan chosen by the gods. They believe that they're superior clans, so they believe strongly in cooperating with others, but they also end up being exclusionary towards other clans. I won't go into too much detail, but it's the sort of national and religious ideas that lead to war. Unfortunately. Of course, that goes for Japan too.
大昔のHinamizawaの人たちは自分たちは人間とは異なる格の違う存在だと強く信じていてね。
Terrible mindset.
下界との交流を格が落ちるとして意味嫌ったそうなの。だから村に下界の人間が来ると不純が混じってお社様の罰が当たると強く信じ、何者も近寄らせなかったそうよ。
よそ者を嫌う村ってよく推理小説に出てくるだろ。典型的なそういう村だったらしいんだよ。
Ugh.
一応名誉のために断りますけど、大昔のことですからね。
Times do change and times can change.
今は違います。
People can also change. Shion followed up quickly, having sensed the thorns in Tomitake-san's words. Tomitake-san, embarrassed of what he said, scratched his head. So the shrine worships Oyashiro Sama, thinks of Hinamizawa's holy ground, and it's a symbol of their traditional hatred of the outside world. Yeah, it sums it up.
なるほど。だから下界からやってきた汚れたダム計画に立ち向かうためにHinamizawaの守り神様の神社に本陣を置いたと。
Correct. Smiled Takano, pleased. She must dislike stupid people.
円担ぎも万端。
That's a mood.
村人たちは視力を尽くしてダム計画に立ち向かうんだ。その最中なんだよ。事実上あの事件でとどめが入ったと言ってもいい。
Oyashiro Sama's Curse.
Hinamizawaダムの建設現場の監督がですね、
Let's
殺されちゃったんです。
get all the deets again.
4年
All the
前かな。
details.
結構派手に新聞に載ったんですけど、覚えてません？
ちょっと知らないな。
Keiichi was what, like 12, 13, 14 then? I don't know. Can't remember if it was like 17 or 18 this. But like, you're not reading newspapers at that age.
部下と喧嘩してツルハシでめった打ちにされて、両手両足首をもいで捨てられたんだそうです。
Had a bit of a bad time. Just
バラバラ殺人だよ。
minor issue. Such a gruesome incident. But it was just that, an incident. A person caused the incident after all. Should they really put it down to the curse?
その翌年にはね、Hinamizawaの住人でありながら旅行先で崖から落ちて死んじゃったの。
Rip.
これは事故だそうよ。
何しろHinamizawa中から敵視されていたからね。警察もかなり念入りに他殺の線を洗ったんだけど、結局事故と断定したみたいだよ。
Now it's an accident. This is the most curse-like one, but it's still far-fetched.
さらに翌年、今度はね、この神社の神主さんが原因不明の病で倒れて急死しちゃったの。
前の神主さんは、こう言っちゃ失礼ですけど、ちょっと日和見な人だったんですよね。村中が反ダムで盛り上がってるのに、神主さんは放っておけみたいな感じで。
When it comes to that, like your town being destroyed, you kind of gotta step in.
抵抗運動の象徴である神社の神主さんがそんな感じなんだからね。リーダーシップを期待していた当時の村人たちは失望し、中には怒りを抱く人たちもいたそうよ。
Understandably so.
だから当時、年寄り連中はみんな言ったんです。これはお社様のたたりだってね。
It did seem like every year, dam-related people the village had resentment towards were dying. It was pretty creepy.
しかもね、面白いことに、これらの事件や事故は毎年必ず綿流しのお祭りの晩に起こるんだよ。
Oddly specific. You probably should have, started with that. Yeah, that's like the important thing where it's, a curse.
ね、ちょっとたたりっぽくなってきたでしょ。
さらに翌年、つまり去年だね。今度は事故死したダム推進派のリーダー格の男の弟夫婦の奥さんが撲殺死体で発見されちゃったんだ。もちろん犯人は捕まったけどね。
ね、やっぱりたたりっぽいでしょ。
4 years in a row. Each one of the incidents and accidents were relatively commonplace. But every single one of them happening on the night of the festival worshipping Oyashiro Sama, that's not normal. Not at
年寄り
all.
連中はこの数年の事件ですっかりお社様のたたりを盲信しちゃって、若い人たちだって最初はバカにしてましたけど、今は誰も茶化しませんね。
Yeah, I can see where she's coming from. Even me, even if I didn't think there was a curse at all, thinking about all the incidents like this makes me feel like maybe it's real.
例えば今日のお祭り準備にしてもそうさ。ダムとの戦いで荒れていたとはいえ、何年か前までは綿流しはそんなに盛況していたわけじゃないんだよ。
まあそうですね。お社様のたたりの話がなかったらこんなにお祭りには集まりませんね。
Fair, I guess people are, creeped out by this curse, so they want to go, show their support and everything a bit more.
不信心者には罰が当たるかもしれない。だからお社様のお祭りには必ず出ようって言ってる人たち多いです。
Shion nodded as if she was mocking herself.
どうかな。圭一君もひょっとしてたたりは本当にあるのではという気になってきたんじゃないかな。
Don't fall for it, Keiichi. I mean, you can't just laugh off people related to a dam construction project all dying like that. If even I feel like this now, then the most superstitious members of the village must feel stronger than that.
まあそれでもたたりなんかないと思ってます。ですけど信じる人たちの気持ちもわかるつもりです。
さすがケイちゃんは冷静に判断できてますね。
Shion grinned, realizing I'd rejected the curse.
たたりでもなく偶然のはずもないなら、さてこれらの事件はどういうことになるのかしらね。
I don't know, man. Just life happening. Life comes at you quick sometimes. Takano-san said, smiling playfully as if posing a riddle. Neither a curse nor a coincidence. But every year, someone dies. What should we make of that, then? Tomitake-san, catching on to the fact that I had no idea what to make of it, opened his mouth and came to my aid.
高野さんはね、人間の仕業かもしれないって言ってるんだよ。
Eh? Simple process of elimination would have gotten me there. I was a little taken aback at not having realized the answer immediately.
だってそうでしょ。
He's got a lot going on right now
た
in
た
his
りで
brain.
もなく偶然でもないなら、人の意志が働いてるとしか考えられないもの。
Pretty much is the only logical explanation for it. Takano-san pressed on. I smiled bitterly in spite of myself. Here I was just a few minutes ago, thinking that a very concept of a curse was absolutely absurd. When she suggested it was someone's doing, I ended up thinking there wasn't any way it could be a person. But Takano-san was right. It was either a curse or it was a person's doing. If unrealistic things like curses didn't exist, then the obvious next step would be to start thinking it was people behind it. But if that was the case, I glanced at Shion.
人間が犯人なら確かにHinamizawaの誰かが犯人なんでしょうね。現に警察の大石さんはそう見てますから。
Makes sense?
おいおい、そんなわけあるのかよ。
I thought I now knew the reason man didn't want to talk about this. If Oyashiro Sama's curse really existed, then that's fine. It'd be divine judgment for the damn project business. However, if Oyashiro Sama's curse didn't exist, which it obviously didn't, then the culprit would most likely be someone from Hinamizawa. The villagers had worked desperately to oppose the dam construction project. I knew they'd used all sorts of methods to fight against it. If one of those methods was, maybe, murder.
お社様のたたりはダム計画抵抗運動の暗部じゃないかって囁かれてるんです。
That music cue starts off so creepy, it skews me out, man. Shion dryly put words to my exact thoughts. Of course, I didn't expect it. She was from Hinamizawa, so I didn't think she'd come out and say it herself.
ちょっと落ち着いて考えれば、誰が見たってHinamizawaの誰かの仕業だってわかることです。ダム工事に反対して得をする人以外、動機がないじゃないですか。
それはそうだけど。
Admitting to the existence of a darker side of the dam conflict would be rude to Mion, who spoke of it so highly. So I couldn't just accept Shion's seemingly logical viewpoint.
それにね、警察の人は知らないだろうけど、Hinamizawaの人間にはわかる、Hinamizawaの人間の犯行だという証拠があるんです。
Oh? I don't remember the proof.
え？
What is this proof? Shion rebukes me to keep my voice down.
ごめん。でもその証拠って一体。
必ず一人が死んで、
Oh,
もう
okay.
一人が消えるからです。
I thought she meant like one thing. Not that thing, but another thing. My brain is wild right now. Don't mind me. Did that mean that someone besides one who died from the curse was a sacrifice?
消えるって意味がよくわからないな。それは失踪するって意味か？
そうです。忽然と跡形もなく。
That is a bit spooky. As she spoke, Shion pretended to do a trick with her hands like she were making a magician's hat disappear. One dies a mysterious death, and one disappears, never to be seen again. A strange vanishing act. But then why? How does that equate to someone from Hinamizawa being the culprit?
実はね、Hinamizawaの古い伝統の一つにね、お社様の怒りを鎮めるために生贄を捧げたというのがあるの。
Well, usually with curses like this, sacrifices come hand in hand. If I've known my way around some curses in my life. Actually, no, I haven't. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm trying to sound like I'm tougher than I am. Because this is always a nerve-wracking thing to read.
すまきにされて底なし沼に生きたままじわじわと時間をかけて沈めたんです。
That sounds like a horrible way to die. Takano-san, though explaining something pretty terrible, has a look of glee on her face as she did so.
文献を調べた限りでは3日3晩をかけて本当にゆっくりとじわじわと沈めたそうよ。
Takano is definitely one of those people who go home at night after a long day of work and you're like, oh man, I want to relax. So they turn on Netflix and they just watch like murder documentaries for hours on end. That's the kind of person she is. Hands down.
ほら、昔の人って結構ダジャレが好きでしょ。沈めるをかけてたんだと思うの。だから時間をかけて沈めるという意味があったんでしょうね。
I don't like that he. Takano-san was the only one laughing at this. Was she telling a joke or something? Shion didn't move to deny it, but I felt a difference in temperature between her cool expression and Takano-san's.
この辺の話はまあ聞いて想像がつくと思いますけど、Hinamizawaの秘史です。Hinamizawaに昔からいる人なら誰でも知ってますが、それを口に出すことはありませんね。
高野さんはHinamizawa出身じゃないけどね。彼女は郷土史とか民間伝承とかが好きでね。全部独学で調べたんだよ。
そんなにかっこいいものじゃないのよ。
単
なる知的好奇心。
It's actually pretty cool. All the best people are self-taught.
子供と同じよ。ただの怖いもの見たさ程度なんだから。
Yeah, she definitely watches murder documentaries. Tomitake-san laughed, a little bit embarrassed.
ちょっと待ってください。ってことは何ですか？事件のたびに消えるという一人は生贄に捧げられているって言うんですか？
Yeah. Just straightforward, yeah. Shion answers in one word before anyone else can speak. Someone dies, then someone disappears.
本当に生贄にされてるかどうかは別にして、過去の事件では必ず一人が死ぬ他に一人が消えてるんだよ。例えば一番最初のダム現場の監督が殺された事件も、複数犯のうちの最後の一人が未だ逮捕されてないらしいんだ。
That could also just mean he's a good criminal.
それは単にうまく逃げおおせてるだけなんじゃないんですか？別に生贄にされたというのとは違うのでは。
まあ僕もそうだとは思うんだけどね。で 次の年のダム推進派のリーダー格の男なんだけど。
確か旅行先で崖から落ちて亡くなったん
It's
ですよ
gotta
ね。
suck though, man. Like being on vacation and just, dying. It sucks, man.
落ちたのは奥さんも一緒らしいの。
Oh,
警
even
察は
worse.
懸命に捜索したんだけど、どうしても奥さんの遺体だけ見つけられないんですって。
Unless it was pulled into a big lake by a river or something, they should have been able to find it.
崖下の川は増水してたそうだからね。どこか川下の湖の湖
Oh,
底で
fair.
土砂にでも埋まってしまったのかもしれないけどね。
It's understandable. The perpetrator of a dismemberment like that wouldn't want to be caught, so they'd be desperate to run away and hide too. I thought I heard about cases where the corpse wouldn't surface after a person drowned in a swelled river like that. She vanished because of an unfortunate accident, but I still didn't see the connection to sacrifices. If you took each of the past incidents in turn, none of the disappearances evoked that terrifying of an image.
その翌年の神主の病死の時ははっきりしてます。奥さんが遺書を残したんです。
Oh, well, that's not good.
死んでお社様のお怒りを鎮めに参りますってな感じのが神主さんが亡くなった晩に自宅に残されてたそうですから。
Well, that is supremely specific. The curse seems to turn up in this one, though. Third time's charm.
真相は闇の中なんだけどね。その奥さんが受水自殺した沼は、さっき高野さんも話した例のでっかい底なし沼ってことになっててね。警察も沼を調べたそうだけど、遺品がいくつか見つかっただけで遺体は発見できなかった。警察は偽装自殺を疑って今でも探してるらしいよ。
Someone dies every year, and in the same way, someone goes missing every year. Is she trying to tell me that everyone who vanished was kidnapped by some extremely efficient means and dumped into the bottomless swamp, still alive and drowned to death? But a curse? That's unbelievable in its own right.
その翌年には、なんだっけ、ダム推進派の男の弟夫婦の奥さんだっけが殺されたんだよな。
So at that time, someone else vanished.
消えました。北条聡くんっていう私と同い年の男の子です。殺された主婦の義理の甥にあたります。
Shion cut in with a slightly strong tone of voice. She knew the boy who had disappeared pretty well. At least that's the vibe I was getting.
まあ、ざっとこんな感じね。必ず一人が死んで、必ず一人が忽然と消える。
That's the rule. Leaving the suddenness aside, the fact was that each incident involved one person disappearing.
じゃあつまり一人目が死ぬのはお社様のたたりで、二人目が失踪するのは村人が生贄に捧げてるからだって言うんですか？
Seems about right.
ケイちゃん、たたりなんかないです。誰かがお社様のたたりという名で一人目を殺し、誰かがその生贄として二人目をさらってるんです。
でもシオン、それじゃあ村の中に犯人がいるってことになるんだぞ。
I think that's what she's getting at.
私は初めからそう睨んでます。結構ショックですよ。この昭和の時代にそんな古い因習で人殺しが堂々と行われるなんて。
It didn't have anything to do with our discussion, but I got the feeling that maybe Shion didn't like Hinamizawa very much. Mion enjoyed talking about Hinamizawa and its epic tales, so she had avoided talking about Oyashiro Sama's curse, which didn't paint Hinamizawa in a good light no matter how you looked at it. She was trying not to give me a bad impression of the village, so she didn't say anything. Shion, on the other hand, was somehow different. She wasn't rejecting the concept of a curse to purge Hinamizawa of this bad impression, but rather because she strongly believed that a member of the village was the criminal behind this. Her conviction seemed a bit removed from the tight sense of community held by the people of Hinamizawa. Once upon a time, they looked so alike you could mistake one for the other. But talking to her now, I was getting a powerful feeling that she had a completely different personality than Mion. You're just now getting this, bro. You are dense, my dude. Dense.
じゃあ皆さんはHinamizawaの誰かが犯人だと思ってるんですね。
Neither Shion nor Takano-san answered that. The deafening silence told me all that needed to be said.
じゃあ重ねて質問します。Hinamizawaの誰かが犯人なら犯人は誰なんですか？
Well, that's the question, isn't it? Neither Shion nor Takano-san had a reply to that question either. Though it may have been rude to ask, I had hoped they wouldn't have one. The reason I asked was to argue that their explanation that the culprit was from Hinamizawa was nothing more than one possibility. Shion caught on to my plan. She gave a pained smile at my petty petty spite and opened her mouth to speak.
私が言ったのは所詮状況証拠ですからね。具体的に犯人の名前を知ってたなら警察に突き出してます。
What? Well, of you guys, yeah. As would anybody, hopefully. Then what about Takano-san? She too smiled dryly as Shion had and opened her own mouth.
はじめに誤解を解いておきたいんだけど、別に私は探偵さんのつもりはないのよ。本音を言うとね、犯人が誰かなんてことには興味ないの。
She's just more worried about the spooks.
高野さんも困った人だな。
There's our TNT for you. Dynamite. Tomitake-san gives a bitter laugh at her surprising opinion on the matter.
私はね、古式ゆかしい残酷な風習やおとぎ話に興味があるだけ。
Definitely watches those murder shows.
知的好奇心で面白がってるだけなの。
God, she'd be losing her mind if it was, current day with so many options on
だ
Netflix
か
to
ら
watch.
一連の事件も犯人は誰かってことよりも事件の存在自体が古い因習がまだ根深く残ってることの証拠だって思って面白がってるくらい。
Though she described herself as nothing more than a curious onlooker, her smile was as sharp as the tip of a blade. A woman like her felt very strange and a little scary to me. Maybe it's just that I was in fearful awe of the person whose emotions I couldn't comprehend.
私は全然面白くないですけどね。明日はいよいよ綿流しのお祭りですけど、誰にも死んでほしくないし、誰も消えてほしくないです。
I don't think anybody wants anyone to die or disappear.
明日か。
Hopefully. That's right. It had completely slipped my mind. The string of murder incidents people attribute to Oyashiro Sama's curse. It wasn't over. If last year's incident wasn't the end, and then tomorrow night at the festival, would someone die and someone disappear?
明日は一体誰が死んで誰が消えるのかしらね。
Someone 100% thinks it'll happen. Takano-san said, running a comb through her hair with elegant movements, with a thin smile and a voice that nearly made me shudder. She almost looked like she was enjoying the thought of the incidents that could happen tomorrow. Then, out of the blue, we heard a loud round of applause. They seemed to be ending the drinking party early. Right, I was making Mion wait this whole time, wasn't I? I should go back to her soon. God, Keiichi is
高野
such
さ
a
んも
jerk.
からかいすぎだよ。圭一君がすっかり真に受けてしまったじゃないか。
ごめんなさいね。また悪い癖が出ちゃったみたい。
Said Takano-san, sticking out her tongue bashfully. The strangeness in her expression was nowhere to be found.
高野さんはね、純粋そうな子を見るとからかいたくなる悪い癖があるんだよ。
Oh, so she's an asshole. Great.
圭一君が真剣に聞いてくれる
What
も
a
んだから、
jerk.
ついつい調子に乗っちゃったみたいなんだ。
Unlike Takano-san, Tomitake-san seemed like a totally normal person with common sense. They were apologizing after realizing what kind of impression they'd given me.
高野さんが今した話はあくまでもフィクションだからね。もしもさっきの話で圭一君がHinamizawaに持ってたいい印象が傷つけられてしまったなら、純粋に申し訳なく思うよ。
もう二郎さんたら。
高野さんも謝った方がいい。怖がらせてしまってごめんなさいってね。
Takano-san and Tomitake-san were arguing and messing around now. The strained air around us has already dissipated. Thankfully, that stuff's always awkward.
ケイちゃんもそろそろ戻った方がいいです。お姉は嫉妬深いですからね。私は顔を合わせると喧嘩になりそうだからこのまま帰ることにします。
そうなのか？じゃあ俺はミオンのとこに戻って待たせたことを謝るかな。
迷惑をかけたね、圭一君。ミオンちゃんに圭一君を長く借りすぎて申し訳ないと伝えてくれないかな。
あ、はい。伝えても機嫌は直さないと思いますけど。
Yeah, I
一応。
just wouldn't even mention that at all. Tomitake-san and Takano-san, standing next to each other, both began to chuckle.
じゃあね、ケイちゃん。明日のお祭りどこかですれ違えるといいですね。
会えるよ。どうせ俺たちのことだ。賑やかにやってるに決まってる。
Oh, that's what you were saying. I thought you meant by us, you meant him and her. I was like, I don't think your girl would like that, friend. She and I said our goodbyes to Tomitake-san and Takano-san. Before we could leave, Takano-san called out to us.
私の話を真剣に聞いてくれてありがとうね。 前原くんがあまりに聞き上手だったんで、
Aw.
話しててとても
Well,
楽しか
that's
ったわ。
nice of her to say.
聞き上手なんてそんな。
Just take the compliment, bro. I was just in a state of perpetual bewilderment from all the shocking topics being thrown at me one after another.
今日した話、面白かった？
A solid 3.5 out of 5.
まあその興味深かったです。
Whoops.
ならまた今度も聞いてくれる？Hinamizawaの昔話とかおとぎ話にも興味深いものがたくさんあるの。もちろん薄気味悪いのがたくさんね。私特選のをたくさん披露するわよ。
More story time, yay. I was kind of happy, but kind of worried. I would be too. I can't help but smile dryly and scratch at my head.
ケイチ君、もう行ってもいいんだよ。高野さんがからかっているだけさ。
They say goodbye again and run off. I heard Tomitake-san call out behind him in a clear voice that we would see each other at the festival tomorrow. When I went to the tent, Mion was waiting for me, and she was nowhere to be found. I made her wait so long. Maybe she got mad and went home, probably. After asking some adults passing by, I heard that she went home talking to some relatives. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. But my regret for having made Mion wait wasn't enough to triumph over the impression Takano-san and Shion's uncanny story left on me. Serial murder incidents had happened 4 years in a row. What tomorrow's events make this the 5th. And the possibility that someone from Hinamizawa was carrying this all out under the guise of the curse. The queer tradition of ritual sacrifice, entirely unbecoming of the Showa period we lived in. I regretted it a little, though it was too late. If none of those creepy stories had anything to do with me, then I should have let Mion pull me away from the crowd. You should have went with your girl, bro. Felt a little ashamed about letting my cheap curiosity get the better of me. My dude's gotta get some sleeps. He made a dumb dum. Not a mistake, but a dum. Yo, we've got 4 tips. Let's go. 4 tips. Alright, so we got scrapbook, and festivals around the corner. So I'm just gonna, like I always do, go in order. From the scrapbook, 1. Okay, so it's just reading papers. Oyashiro Sama's Curse. In the ancient Onagafuchi village, the anger of Oyashiro Sama, his curse, was feared above all. However, it is seldom stated anywhere that what eventually happens, and what sort of divine judgment, curse, befalls them when Oyashiro Sama is angry. From various reports, all hell will break loose. Demons will come flooding out. The miasma from hell will flood outward and kill every villager, letting not a single one escape. The ones evoking images of the village being annihilated stand out the most. These terrifying ideas of divine punishment are in alignment with many other religious beliefs regarding the apocalypse, hell, and it's easy to imagine that they are just the ways of convincing people to obey the teachings in order to prevent such an end. The conditions for inciting Oyashiro Sama's wrath are likely the same as the taboos in Onagafuchi village. I believe that when an act was performed that violates one of these taboos, Oyashiro Sama was termed angry. And in order to quell his anger, they would perform the aforementioned sacrificial ritual. Okay, that was quick. So these papers on the curse are just little short reads. The human sacrifice ritual. The sacrificial ritual was a simple drowning involving plunging sacrifices into Onagafuchi swamp, which was considered hallowed. Of the rituals of Onagafuchi village, this one was unique in that the sacrifice would sink slowly over the long course of 3 days and 3 nights. I believe that wasn't so much the killing of the sacrifice that was important, but rather the symbolism of them sinking as the submerging of Oyashiro Sama's anger. For that purpose, they must have had a passion for learning various methods for keeping the sacrifice from sinking too quickly, to force them to sink more slowly. Unfortunately, as far as I can tell from the records, those methods were not recorded. My thoughts are that they may have used logs or some similar material to create a raft, then set up a scaffold on there, hung the sacrifice up with ropes, and let them sink little by little over time into the swamp. However, if that were the case, it would not be stranger if the ritual implements used for such a ceremony were honored as holy and enshrined somewhere. That sounds horrifying. What a horrible way to die. Ugh. Sounds like a nightmare. Implements used for the ritual. Ritual tools utilized for ancient religious ceremonies are commonly referred to as implements or ritual implements, and even now some of them are enshrined on the property of Furude Shrine and the 3 families. However, the identifiable tools are all decorative, and none appear to have been used in rituals governing the dark side of Onagafuchi village. As the Edo era came to a close and many traditional rituals were lost, were they lost as well? Or perhaps buried in the darkness? I don't believe so. Both the implements used on the night of the feast of Onikakushi and those used during the sacrificial ceremony must still exist, enshrined away from the eyes of the masses. Without a doubt, they exist here, today, at this very moment, in Hinamizawa. Also, I'm nearly certain where they've been enshrined. What was once locked steadfastly has, for some reason, changed this year to a cheap-looking padlock. He may be able to do something about such a lock. However, it is not far from the assembly hall, nor is it ever far from the presence of people. However, I will not give up. The night when it becomes a blind spot to every villager in Hinamizawa is coming soon. Soon it will be Watanagashi. Dun dun dun. So I'm guessing he's just Takano's notes, I'm assuming? Would make the most sense. Alright, next part. Festivals around the corner. Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Oi, oi. 今日のうちからへばっててどうすんだよ。本番は明日だぞ。
Oh, is this back
明
with,
日は最後の最後。バッチリ深夜まで燃え上がっていくんだからな。
This is Keiichi back to work more.
気合い入れてきますよし、若さが一番だ。
I love all their hype about youth. It's
みん
great.
なお疲れさん。渡流しはいよいよ明日だからな。今夜は早めに眠って体力を蓄えておいてくれよ。
Tomorrow is finally Watanagashi. Festivals are split into two groups, those who enjoy them and those who support them. The former only need to prepare their minds, but the latter needs not only that, but also painstakingly crafted plans and preliminary arrangements. While the general majority attending goes about enjoying the festival without a care in the world, will be strained the whole way through. Why?
そりゃ決まってるだろう。全部終わった後のビールがうまいからだよ。
Everybody's hyping this beer up, man. Better be the most delicious beer on the planet. I'm guessing this is the police station or something. Times like these, it's best to have energetic, physically fit people. It wouldn't be worth it if you didn't do your best until the end, enjoying it the whole way.
ああ、来ました。
Oh, there you go. Oishi-san came in. Everyone hurried to stand up.
はいはい、皆さんお疲れ様ですね。そのままで結構ですよ。
お疲れ様です。
Aw. Not even my seniors, who usually talk big about themselves, can hold a candle to Oishi-san. We all bow as if we were one of the... we all bow as if we were one of those cheering squads of old. Kurado Oishi. A detective just waiting to retire, one who doesn't pay much mind to rules and regulations, and doesn't do too much in the way of real work. He looks like a rotten old man with a penchant for dirty jokes. My seniors, though, tell me he was a real fighter in his younger days, and that he may or may not have quite a heroic legend trailing behind him. Anyway, he surely had much more dignity and presence in the room than the section chief who came in with him.
皆さん、明日の綿流しの準備、本当にお疲れさんです。
Everyone present stands upright and lends their ear to the chief's directions.
昨年発生したように、連続事件を期待する愉快犯の出現が濃厚に危惧されます。各員、一層気を引き締め、犯罪の抑止のために任務を全うしてください。
That's a good way to hype them up.
何も起こらなければ一番いいんですがね。必ず事件は起こると考えてくださいよ。
Expect or prepare for the worst, or wait, no, expect the worst, hope for the best. Or prepare for the worst, hope for the best. That's the way I look at a lot of things.
今年も誰かが死んで誰かが消えます。もう間違いなく。
He's dead set on it actually happening. Whoops. Everyone, apart from the section chief, smiled painfully.
おいさん、そんなんじゃ困るよ。もっと真剣にやってくれなきゃ。
肝心なのは祭りの夜を越すことじゃないんです。明日の夜、起こった何かに迅速かつ徹底的にどこまでも食いついていくこと。気合い入れてくよ。兜の尾を引き締めてき。
Clench those cheeks.
お社様のたたりの化けの皮を完璧にひっぺかしてやるぞ。
Oddly specific, but okay. Whatever hypes him up, man. You do you, buddy. Alrighty, so I think that's a good spot to stop it off here. Next week, we'll be getting into, or I should say next part. I don't know, there's some times where I want to try to get at least like 2 parts out during the week sometimes. It's just trying to figure out time to do so. But I do want to get more parts of this out more often. So if you'd like to see more parts of this, let me know. Because if you guys want them actually 2 times a week, I'll try my best to get 2 times a week. But you just gotta let me know. But yeah, just let me know what you think in the comments. And again, thank you all for watching. If you don't already, hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. And I'll talk to you next time.